the horrifying truth behind China's most recent medical achievement Boast. It's all covered in today's China Truths. On February 27, 2023, Xinmin Evening News published a report that garnered international attention and sparked public outrage. The report touted the joint research efforts of Renji Hospital, affiliated with the Shanghai Jiaotong University School of Medicine, and the Shanghai Children's Medical Center. However, upon closer examination, the public discovered that the study involved the removal of kidneys from young infants for transplantation into adults. The Xinmin Evening News attempted to showcase the Chinese Communist Party's medical prowess by highlighting the difficulty of transplanting organs from infants. The report boasted that Renji Hospital had successfully completed 22 such transplants. However, the Chinese state media has been evasive regarding the source of the organs used in these procedures. The terrifying baby organ transplant. Earlier this year, the American Journal of Transplantation featured an article by doctors from Renji Hospital affiliated with Shanghai Jiaotong University on their work in infant organ transplantation. Titled "The Minimum Weight and Age of Kidney Donors, En-bloc Kidney Transplantation from Preterm Neonatal Donors Weighing Less than 1.2 kilograms to Adult Recipients," the article documents the transplantation of kidneys from newborn infants to adult patients with end-stage renal failure. The study reports on 2 cases of transplantations, the first involving a premature baby girl born at 29 weeks gestation, weighing a mere 1.07 kilograms, and with kidneys the size of quail eggs. Her kidneys were transplanted into a 34-year-old woman suffering from uremia and weighing 75 kilograms. The surgery, performed by Dr. Zhang Ming, Deputy Director of the Department of Urology at Renji Hospital and head of the kidney transplant subspecialty, lasted close to 10 hours. Dr. Zhang is also the lead author of the paper. The transplant took place in August 2021. In another case, a premature baby girl born at 29 weeks and 5 days gestation, weighing 1.17 kilograms and with kidneys weighing a mere 27 grams in total, was transplanted into a 25-year-old woman suffering from end-stage renal disease and weighing 46 kilograms. The transplant was led by the Renji Hospital team, and the surgery was scheduled for January 2022. Notably, the paper claims that the parents of the infants in both transplant cases agreed to donate their kidneys within the 2nd and 3rd days of their birth, respectively. However, it is a widely accepted medical principle that a kidney should be transplanted within 24 to 48 hours of its removal from the donor's body. This means that Dr. Zhang Ming's team must complete the transplant matching and the kidney transplant within 3 to 5 days of the infant's birth. However, this abnormal ultra-high efficiency raises chilling questions. Are baby organs coveted even when still in the womb? Zane Kalpi, an associate professor of surgery, medical imaging, physiological sciences, and biomedical engineering at the University of Arizona, told the Epoch Times that organ transplants typically take 1 to 14 weeks to match with a suitable patient. Professor Kalpi said, "You have to do a series of tests to see if the donor and recipient are a match. These tests include blood and tissue typing, as well as cross-matching to ensure compatibility, especially with the kidneys. The length of time it takes to complete the pre-transplant matching step depends on a variety of factors, including organ availability, complexity, and urgency of testing. So in general, the matching process for newborn kidney transplantation may take several weeks to several months." Moreover, the websites of Barnes-Jewish Hospital in the United States and UCLA Health indicate that donor evaluation, including matching, can take up to 6 months or longer to complete. Furthermore, an unborn baby can't be officially registered in the Chinese Communist Party's organ donation system. However, Zhang Ming's team extracted the kidneys from the 2 newborns just 1 and 3 days after their birth and managed to transplant them into 2 adult recipients. According to Professor Kalpi, this could indicate that doctors are targeting fetuses while they are still in the womb and performing matching procedures by drawing amniotic fluid. Professor Kalpi has expressed concerns about Renji Hospital's transplantation team, which has removed the kidneys of 22 newborns and reportedly successfully transplanted them. He has stated that it makes people suspect that they are using newborns as machines for producing organs. If a baby's or newborn's kidney is transplanted, it can last inside the recipient's body for many years. This is the appeal of using newborn organs for Chinese doctors because there aren't many antibodies on their kidneys that can cause rejection. Is it true that the Chinese Communist Party harvests live organs? In April of 2022, the American Journal of Transplantation conducted an extensive computational text analysis of 2,838 transplant papers that were published in Chinese academic journals between the years 1980 and 2015. The study found that the dead donor rules, which are internationally recognized, were violated by CCP transplant surgeons. According to the research, numerous donors had organs, including hearts and lungs, removed by Chinese medical professionals before being declared brain dead. It is important to note that back in March of 2013, a reporter from Guangzhou Daily interviewed Huang Jiefu, the former vice minister of the Ministry of Health of the Communist Party of China. During the interview, Huang revealed that he had performed over 500 liver transplants in 2012 alone. He also claimed that the liver transplant he conducted in Guangzhou in November of that year was the first one that was donated voluntarily by citizens following Chinese standards. Upon hearing this news, many individuals were left feeling horrified. It was revealed that, before November 2012, all of the liver transplants performed by Huang Jiefu did not involve voluntary donations. However, in May 2013, during an interview with reporter Stephen McDonnell, Huang Jiefu stated that he had not used any organs from executed prisoners for 2 years. To clarify, this meant that since May 2011, Huang Jiefu had not utilized the organs of executed prisoners. Despite this, in 2012 alone, he performed almost 500 liver transplants before November. It was reported that these livers were neither voluntary donations nor sourced from executed prisoners. The question then remains, where did these organs come from? On February 6, 2017, Science.org reported that Zheng Shusen of the affiliated hospital of Zhejiang University has been withdrawn and banned from contributing articles to the Liver International website, which is the official journal of the International Association for the Study of the Liver. The reason cited for the ban was due to concerns that the organs involved in his research on the safety of liver transplantation came from Chinese executed prisoners. Liver International is a highly respected academic publication that encompasses over 4,400 institutions worldwide. The journal's editor-in-chief has recently commented on the retraction of a paper, stating that the reason for the retraction was not due to the falsification of data but rather the lack of ethical proof of the source of organs for 563 liver transplant cases. The journal requires detailed and unambiguous evidence that all organs used came from brain-dead organ donation volunteers. In light of the retraction of Zheng Shusen's paper by Liver International, Professor Kalpi has expressed surprise that a paper authored by Zhang Ming and others from Shanghai Renji Hospital was accepted and published by the American Journal of Transplantation. Professor Kalpi has stated that journal editors should ask authors a series of questions, including whether the baby's parents were aware of and consented to the transplant and whether the baby's parents belonged to vulnerable groups or were prisoners of conscience. The Chinese should be concerned about national large-scale genetic screening. The case of Hu Xinyu's enigmatic disappearance and subsequent demise has captured the attention of millions of individuals throughout the nation, shedding light on the reality of human organ mining. While Professor Kalpi has postulated that the Chinese Communist Party targets adolescent organs, recent findings suggest that they are also targeting the organs of unborn infants. The CCP has been systematically collecting genetic data of pregnant women for over a decade to establish a genetic map of their unborn offspring. This information is directly relevant to organ transplantation, as it facilitates blood type and genetic disease compatibility with potential donors. According to official CCP reports, various locations in Jiangxi province, including Shangrao City, the residents of Husinyu, are deemed critical regions for prenatal genetic screening. This has led many to believe that the CCP may have been assembling a nationwide database for years to map out the organ compatibility of Chinese citizens, starting from the embryonic and fetal stages. The director of the Sichuan branch of People's Daily, Lin Jibua, took to the internet to share a troubling observation. Due to the control of genetic data by capital, the lucrative organ transplant industry will continue to prosper. With an enormous database at their fingertips, they can easily locate the perfect match for their recipient, and subsequently, that person will disappear. This is a harrowing reality. This alarming statement suggests that the CCP has likely acquired a significant portion of the genetic data of the Chinese populace, providing them with an inventory of fetuses, infants, and young children whose livers, hearts, and lungs match the organ requirements of those in need. This scenario is terrifying, similar to harvesting crops on a farm. As we all know, the CCP would rather spend a lot of money on Africa than spend an extra penny on children in poor areas of China or allocate funds towards the medical care of rural Chinese citizens. However, they have invested substantial resources in large-scale genetic testing of pregnant women. This unusual effort makes many wonders about their true intentions and recalls the CCP's ongoing persecution of Falun Gong practitioners in prisons and labor camps. Special medical examinations in prisons and labor camps. According to Minghui.com, in the first half of 2003, the CCP prison authorities unexpectedly ordered all Falun Gong practitioners to undergo a comprehensive physical examination. An insider told the Epoch Times that she saw 4 buses parked at the gate of the prison area, which was filled with various advanced medical equipment. The Falun Gong practitioners from each prison area were directed to queue up and take turns entering the vehicles for examination. Each individual had to go through a meticulous 4-part inspection process, examining every aspect of their physical condition from head to toe. The examination included tests for ophthalmology, height, blood pressure, urine analysis, gynecology, the ultrasound, the heart, liver, and kidney. The CCP authorities asserted that this treatment was exclusive to Falun Gong practitioners. This leads to the question, why are these tests conducted exclusively on Falun Gong practitioners? Moreover, after completing the medical examinations, some Falun Gong practitioners were escorted away by buses, and their whereabouts remain unknown. The puzzling aspect is that the CCP is known for inflicting inhumane torture on the illegally detained Falun Gong followers in prisons, labor camps, and detention centers, even depriving them of their basic human right to live. They are not treated as human beings in any way. The CCP's crime of forcibly harvesting organs from living Falun Gong practitioners has garnered international attention for some time. On June 14, 2021, UN human rights experts said they were extremely alarmed by reports of alleged organ harvesting targeting minorities, including Falun Gong practitioners, Uyghurs, Tibetans, Muslims, and Christians, in detention in China. On June 17, 2019, the Independent Tribunal into Forced Organ Harvesting from Prisoners of Conscience in China, or the China Tribunal, issued its final verdict in London, England, concluding that the CCP's large-scale organ harvesting from prisoners of conscience, particularly Falun Gong practitioners, constitutes a heinous crime against humanity. The tribunal determined that the CCP is a criminal regime. Over 20 prominent international media outlets have reported on this matter. The verdict of the China Tribunal holds sway over all countries, regional governments, and even international courts. When prosecuting individuals or organizations involved in the forced organ harvesting of prisoners of conscience in mainland China, the China Tribunal judgment can be employed without requiring further investigation or evidence collection. Conclusion. In 2006, the Epoch Times made the startling revelation that the Chinese Communist Party was involved in the ghastly practice of live organ harvesting from Falun Gong practitioners. Many were initially incredulous about this heinous crime. It is not that people were indifferent, their benevolence restrained their imagination. They couldn't believe there were people so evil that they would take human organs. In a free society, the CCP's live organ harvesting is viewed as a crime that has never been seen on this planet. Fast forward 16 or 17 years later, and the disappearances of hundreds of college students in Wuhan, along with the bizarre deaths of Hu Xinyu, have left people feeling helpless and anguished. It has become increasingly evident that everything Falun Gong practitioners have been saying is true. The CCP's sinister practices of live organ harvesting have now extended from Falun Gong practitioners to Xinjiang people, migrant workers, college students, elementary and middle school students, and even newborn babies. As the 9 commentaries on the Communist Party exposes, the CCP is a wicked cult that perpetuates all kinds of evils. It is under the sway of the malevolent spirit of Satan and has committed heinous crimes against sentient beings, gods, and Buddhas. The time has come to choose whether to follow the CCP to its grave or to steer clear of it and avoid the ensuing disaster. The choice cannot be postponed any longer. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.